How you doing, people? Hope you are well. Okay, this is my regular blast of Navy Seal Burpees. It's a 20-minute session. I like to do these once a week really, but I don't like to do the same thing week in, week out. I mix up my training with a bit of running, some hills, some step running, other circuits that involve strength work as well, pull-ups and dips. But one thing I was going to mention was that I was doing a little bit more research on my free download, the PDF that I'll be giving as a free download, over 40, over 50 fitness tips, hacks, the pros and cons of different training methods and body maintenance, because that is crucial as we all age. And one of the things I was looking at was bone density, or to be more accurate, bone mineral density. Obviously, as you probably know, as we age, bone density decreases, osteoporosis can set in, and bones start to go along the path towards being more brittle and thinner. So it's quite a scary thought really, because we tend to think about muscles and atrophy of muscles, and we see that happen visually, but you don't really see the effects of your bones and the degeneration of your bones visually. But it is an absolutely classic scenario where people get older and they have falls, and they may be fairly healthy to that point, and they break a bone or a hip bone, and of course it is possible to recover well from a hip injury or a broken bone once someone reaches later years, but there can be so many knock-on effects on other aspects of your health. Obviously you're not able to exercise as much in that period of recovery, and it depends exactly what age. There's a big difference between 65 and 75, and there's a big difference between 70 and 80. But as I was supplementing this free fitness over 40 PDF with some modern day research, I was quite surprised to find how much research there was out there pointing to cycling not being an ideal exercise for bone density. And I intend on doing a dedicated video on this subject, probably the next one after that actually. But there was one study pointing to the fact that elite cyclists, even though there's a significant amount of resistance for the musculature in their legs, a proportion of elite cyclists actually had low bone mineral density. Very surprising. As we can see, it is a non-weight bearing exercise, but my gut feeling was that the resistance would compensate for that. In my adult years, I've never really done much cycling at all actually, although I did a lot as a kid. In fact, believe it or not, when I was 10 years old, I used to cycle to my grandparents' house, and it was 16 miles to their house. So this is as a 10-year-old going on the roads. I mean, my goodness, I think back and think, what were my parents thinking? But I would cycle 16 miles to my grandparents' house on a Saturday morning, spend most of the day there, and then cycle the 16 miles back. And it was in the days where bikes had punctures all the time, and you had a little bicycle kit, repair kit, and I would have punctures and then be on the side of the road, and it was the chain would come off as well. So you'd spend half the time at the side of the road with the bike upside down, fixing on the chain or pumping up a flat tyre that would last about another 2 or 3 miles before it would go down again if it was a slow puncture. But of course I do remember at the time that there was a fraction of the number of cars on the road at that time. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't let my 10-year-old cycle 32 miles in a day on their own today. Good example of how times have changed. So yeah, it was more just a surprise at the extent to which cycling does not significantly impact bone density. Even though it's great in a lot of ways, it's great for your cardiovascular health, it's great for mental health to be able to get out there, and of course because you're traveling significant distances, it's quite good to explore areas while you're cycling. The bike is also actually a great way to keep training with certain injuries. I know in the past I've had episodes where I've been on the running machine and I've slightly tweaked my calf, and I've come off the running machine, gone straight onto the bike, completed a full interval session on the bike with no pain from the calf, and then walk off to the changing rooms, feel my calf, but didn't feel it at all on the bike, although I would try and have my foot flat on the pedal. So actually for me, the bike or should I say the gym bike, is a go-to exercise if ever I've pulled a calf, and it's probably a little bit less impactful on the knee if you start to have issues from running with your knee or other activities. So there's a lot of advantages to cycling, but it's just that effect on bone density that I was quite surprised at, really. Just the extent to which it does not really promote good bone density, even in elite cyclists. These Navy Seals here are not particularly impactful of bone density on the legs, but they are still very cardio and are very impactful for the upper body. So I tend to categorize this particular workout as a cardio strength session, while still being aware that they're not really that heavy on the legs, especially with my wide leg technique. I think if your legs are closer together, it might simulate a squat a little bit more. So it's probably a little bit better. Of course, I do this wide leg technique because it's a bit more comfortable on the lower back. But it is also why I often follow this workout with squat jumps, lunge jumps, jumping burpees and star jumps, which are very leg heavy. And with the plyometric jumps, you get that impact in a good way, which very much impacts bone density. In fact, jump work is actually better for bone mineral density than running. The only body weight exercise that is even better for bone density is step running. And I'm quite lucky because there's a great set of steps quite near where I live. So I try to get on those as often as I can. From my own point of view, a combination of squat jumps and burpees, lunge jumps and star jumps can be absolute killers on the legs. So I'm quite happy overloading in that way and complementing it with the other work. So yeah, I'll do a dedicated video on bone density actually. Okay, well I'll leave you to the rest of this session. It was probably an above average session for me today. Definitely worth having a go of this type of workout. A good one to add to the armoury. Thanks again for watching. Keep an eye out for that free over 40 over 50 PDF fitness tips. There'll be a link to that in the description very soon. See you in the next one.